Hi everyone, this is For the Love of Comics, and this video is another one of our very quick looks at a particular edition or volume of note, this time at the hardcover slipcased Usagi Yojimbo special edition from Fantagraphics. If you're a regular viewer of this channel, then you're well aware of our love for Stan Sakai's long-running Rabbit Ronin series. We have 4 or 5 different videos on Usagi Yojimbo, ranging from a general introduction through close looks at various editions and issues, and including a guide to getting started reading this series. All of these are neatly arranged in our Usagi Yojimbo playlist, linked above. To that playlist, we today add this box set from Fantagraphics that brings together the first 10 years of Usagi's stories. This box set of 2 hardcovers has long been out of print, unfortunately, but its paperback equivalent has recently been reprinted and is readily available. The front cover image of the slipcase is of course referencing the epic storyline The Dragon Bellow Conspiracy. The spines of the 2 volumes that comprise this box set face outwards on this side, and the spine of the slipcase presents the various extras and special features of this box set. The back has another full image with just the text Usagi Yojimbo and nothing else. This is a very solid and sturdy slipcase, none of your flimsy little card pieces. The only drawback really is that this paper is pasted on, so you'll have to maybe do a little bit of repair to prevent it from ripping right off. But still, I've seen some flimsy excuses for slipcases, and Fantagraphics' production work on this really makes me happy. The 2 hardcover volumes inside are similarly excellently produced, with thick covers and solid binding. The covers of the 2 volumes are virtually identical, with the same illustration against the same color scheme, with just 1 or 2 symbols indicating Book 1 and Book 2. The spine of Book 1 has Usagi Yojimbo in white with Stan Sakai and the special edition in black, and that's inverted for Book 2. This piece of cover art, I believe, is originally designed for these volumes, although I could be wrong about that. The handsome production continues in these thick end papers, and then we get to this glossy with deep blacks paper used for the interior pages. These blacks are possibly the blackest I've ever seen anything in Usagi Yojimbo, thanks to the glossy, shiny, high quality art paper being used, very unlike what was used in the original comic books or even the trade paperbacks. If you're familiar with the Love and Rockets omnibuses, the thick hardcovers of Locas and Palomar stories that Fantagraphics has brought out, that's the kind of paper used over here. They're also full-sized images, unlike the slightly smaller pages of the trade paperbacks and hardcovers. These 2 volumes contain the first 10 years and therefore all of the Critters, Albedo and Fantagraphics series comics, which would make up the first 7 trade paperbacks, or all the issues I talk about in Usagi Yojimbo, the early stories video, linked above. Volume 1 just contains stories. There are no extras as far as this particular volume is concerned. And apart from the introduction by Stan Sakai, does not contain any of the prose pieces that serve as introductions to the trade paperbacks. Volume 2, production-wise, is exactly the same, but apart from the stories collected within it, also contains one of the introductions, this one written by Stan Lee, as well as a whole host of extras that really take this box set from the wonderful to have to the essential must-have levels. The second volume is obviously very similar to the first in production quality. If anything, the blacks look even deeper over here and the drawings even sharper, probably because of the evolution of the art style and techniques that Stan Sakai is using in this series. After the collection of the stories, we get to the extras. The extras include the origins of Usagi, showing you art that's so early that Usagi wasn't even an Usagi really. This is before Stan Sakai decided to make the character, the samurai hero of his story, into a rabbit. This is when he was still a human being based on a legendary real-life samurai. These are initial versions of what Usagi could have looked like, as well as early sketches of other key characters. You're also given an early version of the opening pages of Samurai. That's the first volume of Usagi Yojimbo trade paperbacks. The Turtles connection talks about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and their relation to Usagi Yojimbo, with whom they've shared more than a couple of crossovers over the years. The first couple of crossover stories are included over here, which weren't originally published in the Usagi Yojimbo series, but in other magazines. Another extra is How I Do Usagi, a fantastic comic by Stan Sakai featuring a very young-looking Stan Sakai talking about his process of bringing Usagi to life. This is a really illuminating as well as extremely enjoyable read for any fan of Usagi Yojimbo, to have the master Stan Sakai walk you through exactly how he brings these stories to life, told in this wonderful comic format. Then you have a cover gallery which features every single Usagi Yojimbo cover from Albedo to Critters and on to the Usagi Yojimbo Fantagraphics series. Basically all the stories collected in these two volumes, their covers are presented over here in full color. You can get a glimpse of all these comics in the same Usagi Yojimbo video that I had linked above. This is beautiful and the color reproduction is as handsome as the black and white. If there's one thing to complain about is that every cover doesn't get a full page like this and you often have them broken up into pieces. It would have been beautiful to have one page per cover, but I could see how that would just add to the expense. You also get the covers of the color specials as well as other Usagi featuring covers like that for Amazing Heroes or the Comics Journal, as well as the covers for all 7 trade paperbacks whose stories are included in these 2 volumes. And last but not least is the fantastic interview, a multi-page, dense and informative, full of detail interview of Sakai by Kim Thompson, the late co-editor of Fantagraphics Books. This is a wonderful and illuminating interview which goes from the inspiration for Usagi Yojimbo to the kind of research that goes into it, Stan Sakai's entry into comics through lettering, his opinions on black and white versus color, and much, much more. All in all, these 2 heavy, thick volumes are a fantastic collection of the earliest Usagi Yojimbo stories. The production quality is top-notch, the binding, the paper, the printing is uniformly excellent. I find no fault at all with this. Coupled with a beautiful and heavy slipcase, this is a wonderful collection that goes perfectly either as hardcover or paperback with the Usagi Yojimbo Saga volumes from Dark Horse. So there you have it, a very quick look at the Usagi Yojimbo Special Edition hardcover collection. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button below and subscribe for future notifications if you haven't already done so. This has been For the Love of Comics. As always, thank you for watching.